You're not just adding years to your life, but you're adding life to your years. Your future self is really going to thank you. And so will those who love and depend on you. They want you around for longer.
Hi, I'm Jo Clark, and thanks so much for joining me today. This is the Redefining Midlife podcast, a podcast designed for the 40-plus woman who is determined to challenge society's myths and beliefs around midlife. It's for the woman who is inspired and ready to define midlife her way. Join me each week as I chat to health and wellness experts for up-to-date information on how to live well as some special conversations with incredible everyday women redefining what midlife can look like. Here's to making our next half of life even better than the first.
Hello and welcome back to episode 90 of the Redefining Midlife podcast. It's hard to believe that I'm getting so close to that big milestone of 100 episodes. It seems only yesterday that I started episode number 1. Now, I've got lots of great episodes coming up with some amazing guests, so make sure you follow the show so you don't miss any of them. Now, in case it slipped your mind or you missed last week's episode, I'd love to personally invite you to a free live online workshop that I've created especially for women who are between the ages of 40 and 65. It's called How to Feel Like Yourself Again. Now, I'll be helping you to create your own wellness plan that supports you during this time of life. And I'm going to be sharing the 3 essentials that all women need to know. Now, a lot of what I'm covering in this workshop is what I share with my paid private clients, but I want more women to have access to this life-changing information. There are 2 workshops for you to choose from, one on Thursday, the 30th of May, and the other one on Friday, the 31st of May. Now, it's not too late to register and join all the other women who have already registered. So just head to joclarkcoaching.com/workshop to register. And if you can't make either workshop because of other commitments like work, you can still register and I'll send you a recording afterwards. I also have a special bonus session on the power of micro habits that's not going to be available to those who aren't turning up live, but that will be available to those who are there live. So you can register again at joclarkcoaching.com/workshop. And I'd love to see you there. Now, on to today's episode. Today, we're going to be diving into a topic that's both essential and transformative: prioritising your health amidst a busy life. Now, this episode is for you, all of the incredible women out there who are juggling careers, families, friendships, and so much more, all the while navigating those unique challenges and joys of being in your 40s, 50s, and 60s. Now, I understand what it's like to be a busy woman going through all of the big transitions in midlife while you're wearing all of those hats. Trying to juggle all the balls while at the same time making your family, your job, and other commitments a priority. But doing that really does come at a cost. I learned the hard way in this stage of life that there is no happy ending unless you make time for your health and wellness. But let's be honest, ladies, it's finding that time for ourselves. It can be feeling like searching for a needle in a haystack. But here's the truth. Making time for your health isn't just possible, it's actually necessary. When you're always feeling super tired, worn out, and you've got no time for yourself, it not only affects your health, it can really make things tough for the people who are closest around you, and you can miss out on so much of life. So today, we're going to explore why it's crucial to carve out that time, how it can positively impact your life now and in the future, and why the idea of waiting until you have more time is a myth that we need to bust wide open. But first of all, let's just talk about time. How often have you said, "I'll get around to it when I've got more time"? It's a phrase that many of us use as a shield, which is almost like protecting us from that guilt of not prioritising our health. But here's the thing. Waiting for the perfect moment is a fallacy, because life is always going to be busy, whether it's work commitments, whether it's family responsibilities or social obligations. There is always something demanding our attention. The secret is to not find more time, but to make time we have work for us. Just imagine this: 10, 15, or 30 minutes a day dedicated to your health. It might seem insignificant, but these small, consistent efforts actually add up in quite remarkable ways. So whether it's a brisk walk, a yoga session, or preparing a healthy meal, these moments are investments in your future self. And the beauty of it is, these activities don't require hours out of your day. Small changes can lead to significant improvements. And how healthy you are depends on the multiple choices that you make each and every day. So let's delve a little bit deeper into what being proactive about your health really means. Well, it's not just about adding more years to your life. It's about enhancing the quality of the years that you have. Imagine waking up every morning with energy, free from those common aches and pains that often come with a busy life. And picture having the stamina to do really well at your job, to also travel to new destinations, to play sports, to entertain friends and family without that horrible drained feeling. When you take proactive steps to care for your health, what you're actually doing is increasing your capacity to enjoy life. You're not just surviving, you're thriving. This proactive approach can include regular checkups, preventative care, and being mindful of both your physical and your mental health. It's about listening to your body and addressing issues before they become serious problems. Because the issue is we're often too busy to notice the whispers our bodies give us, or worse, we simply ignore them. Consider the story of Jo. That's me. A woman in her early 50s who always put everyone else first. She rarely took time for herself, convinced that she would focus on her health once her children were grown and her career was less demanding. But unfortunately, my health began to decline. I felt constantly tired and I struggled with the chronic stress that comes from having multiple transition, all falling at the same time. Poor sleep due to constant waking up from night sweats, and it wasn't until I made the decision to prioritise my health that I saw a dramatic turnaround. So Jo, which is me, started with small steps: a daily walk, lifting weights, meditating, drinking less alcohol, eating nutritious protein-rich meals, increasing the number of plant foods in my diet, and having regular medical checkups. Over time, these changes actually made a huge difference. I regained my energy, I slept better, and I felt more connected and present with my family. Now, of course, this is just a super quick snapshot. There was a lot more involved, but you get the picture and the idea. My story isn't unique. Most of us know someone like me, or maybe you see a bit of me in yourself. But the key takeaway here is that my improvements didn't come from drastic changes or finding any extra hours in my day. They came from small, consistent actions. Now, let's talk about the notion that being healthy takes a lot of time. This is one of the most common misconceptions. The truth is, meaningful changes can happen in short, manageable increments. Just think of health as a spectrum where every possible positive action moves you closer to your goals. So, for instance, taking 5 minutes to stretch in the morning can set a positive tone for the day. A 15-minute walk during your lunch break can boost your mood and your energy levels. Preparing a healthy dinner doesn't have to be time-consuming. There are countless quick and nutritious recipes available. These actions don't require large blocks of time, but they can have profound impacts on your health and well-being. So here are a couple of really practical tips that I can break down for you. So the first one, number one, set small, achievable goals. So instead of aiming for an hour at the gym, start with a 15-minute walk. And then if you can, maybe you can gradually increase this time as it becomes a habit. We've talked about starting small in lots of episodes. In fact, last episode number 89, I talked about this. Then we've got number two, incorporate your movement into some daily activities. It's things that we've heard before, like taking the stairs instead of the elevator, parking further away from the store, having a dance break while you cook dinner, put on your favourite tunes and bop away as you're cooking. Number three, mind your meals. So this one's all about focus on adding more fruits and vegetables to your diet, some nuts and seeds as well. They're all really simple little easy things that we can add. You can also prepare your meals ahead of time so you can avoid that temptation of fast food. The next one is prioritising sleep, and that's sometimes easier said than done, and it was something I struggled with a lot because of my night sweats. But if you can, aim for around about 7 to 8 hours of some quality sleep. Everyone's got a different amount of what suits them. But what we do know, whatever amount that suits your body, a well-rested body is better equipped to handle the stresses of the day. We all know how we behave if we don't get enough sleep. And number 5, think about practicing mindfulness. It can be just a few minutes each day to meditate or simply breathe deeply. This is going to reduce your stress and it can improve your mental clarity. And when you incorporate healthy micro habits, and some of these are micro habits, and the micro habits that we have in Better Than Before membership, then you can expect even greater results in your health and how you feel. So when you think about it, the whole, I'll get around to it when I have more time, that really is quite a crazy excuse, because the reality is life doesn't slow down. Waiting for the perfect time means potentially waiting forever. And it might be one of those things that I don't have time, or is it's not a priority for me. And I can tell you right now, ladies, we've had lots of experts coming in to talk about this. We need to make our health and wellness a priority. So the question we might need to ask ourselves is, how much time do we think we have? Because the answer, unfortunately, is not guaranteed. None of us know what the future's going to hold, but we do have control over what we do right now. So let's flip the script. Instead of viewing health as a time-consuming chore, let's see it as an opportunity to invest in yourself, to feel better, to be there for the people you love. Because when you prioritize your health, you're not just making a decision for yourself. You are actually making a decision that is going to positively impact everyone around you. And if you think back to when your kids are tired and cranky and really not all that well, they're not pleasant to be around. Same with us. When we're not at our best, we are sometimes not all that pleasant to be around. Imagine the message you send to those you love when you prioritize your well-being. You're showing them that taking care of yourself is important, that you deserve to feel good and be healthy. You become a role model, not just in words, but in action. It's really easy to pay lip service, but the proof comes when you start to do things. So let's take a moment to consider the ripple effect of your health choices. When you feel good, you are more likely to engage in things that bring you joy. You're more patient, more resilient, and you're more present. This not only enhances your life, but it also enriches the lives of everyone around you. Your energy and positivity become infectious, and it inspires the people that you love to also take steps towards better health. One of the most powerful motivators is understanding the impact our health has on our loved ones. Think about the activities you enjoy doing with your family and friends. And now imagine being able to do all of those activities whenever you want with ease, without feeling exhausted or feeling in pain. The energy and the vitality that you gain from prioritizing your health will allow you to create more of those memorable and meaningful experiences. And that's what life's all about. So, for example, just taking a simple family hike, that might become a tradition in your family. Preparing and sharing healthy meals, that can become a way to bond and teach some of the younger generations about the importance of nutrition. It might be also just encouraging your partner to eat something more healthy. All of these moments of connection and joy, they're the true rewards of a healthy lifestyle. So how do we overcome that hurdle of time? Again, I've got some ideas for you. Start by integrating health into your daily routine. Here are some extra tips for you. Have a morning ritual. This is one of my favourite things to have. For me, I've got a multitude, and I'll talk about that another time. I think I've even covered it in some past episodes, but just some ideas. Start your day with a healthy breakfast and just spend a few minutes of stretching. Maybe even just do one stretch. This sets a positive tone for the rest of the day. Sit in bed, have some nice deep breaths before your feet hit the floor. Those are the small things that we can do. Active socializing is another thing that you can think about. Instead of meeting a friend for coffee, maybe you can walk in the park. This way you're combining social time with physical activity, or have a coffee and walk around the park. There's lots of options for you. Healthy snacking. Just keep healthy snacks like fruit, nuts and yogurt at hand, just to avoid those unhealthy eating habits of grabbing something quick and easy. Because really, nuts and seeds are just as easy as grabbing a packet of chips. Also, we know this, and it's something that we hear over and over again, but do we do it? Limit your screen time. Reduce the amount of time that you spend on screens and use that for physical activities or relaxation exercises. Because if you have a look on your phone and you have a look at the little part where you can see how much time that you've spent on your screen, it can be quite frightening and a wake-up call. So if you say you don't have enough time, just see how much time you've spent on your phone. And number 10, hydration. Keep a bottle of water with you and aim to drink water throughout the day, because staying hydrated, as we know, is crucial for our overall health, and that's an easy one that we can add into our day. So ladies, taking time for your health, it isn't a luxury, it's actually a necessity. It's about valuing yourself enough to make your well-being a priority. So remember, you're not just adding years to your life, but you're adding life to your years. Your future self is really going to thank you. And so will those who love and depend on you. They want you around for longer. Now, I hope you found this episode inspiring and motivating. Remember, even the smallest steps can lead to significant changes. And if it was something that listening to this triggered something in you where you might have got a little bit annoyed, maybe that's a good thing. Explore that. What is it about what I've said that triggered you? Anyway, thanks so much for joining me today. And another quick reminder before I go, if you'd like to take advantage of that free workshop, How to Feel Like Yourself Again, you can register at joeclarkcoaching.com/workshop. I'd really love to see you there. And if you're listening to this episode later and you missed the free workshops, you might still have an opportunity to join the Better Than Before membership before the doors close next week. I only open a couple of times a year to new members. So if you want to join and make your health an absolute priority and really put your foot on that pedal to get things going, then I encourage you to join Better Than Before. So you can say yes and make your health and wellness a real priority. And you can join Better Than Before at joeclarkcoaching.com/BTB. So until next time, take care of yourselves because you deserve it.
Thanks so much for listening and sharing your time with me today. I'd love you to hit subscribe on Apple Podcast or your favorite podcast app to keep spreading these empowering messages. Please share this podcast with other incredible midlife women in your world. Join me again next week for another Redefining Midlife conversation. Thanks again for tuning in.